Thanks for everyone being here. It's an exciting day for the club, exciting day for Bryce. We're extremely fortunate and really excited for the future of the club with Bryce signing on for 3 more years to an extension deal with us. Can't speak enough about working alongside this guy the last year. It's something that, you know, going forward as a franchise, we want to have stability, and we've got that now with Bryce and Mitch Norton and some other key pieces on the roster. So again, great day for the club as we move forward into the next season, and we kind of build into a hopefully another finals campaign.
Bryce, why did you feel now is the right time to commit to another 3 years?
I mean, overall, there was a lot of things that I think we learned this year as players, as well as the coaches and Danny and them. But I like the direction that it's headed, despite, you know, us, I guess, coming short of our initial goals. I like the direction that I think we can get to. I believe in where we're headed, and I liked playing for Scott, so I wanted to give it another crack. And obviously, I love Perf, so that's always gone without saying.
Is it important for you as the face of this team to make a statement early about signing long term? You could talk about 1 year, 2 years, or the 3-year deal makes a real statement about where your intention is to be with this group.
Yeah, I didn't really look at it as, you know, like, oh, I need to make a statement or anything like that. I still thought about all the pros and cons of everything, and is it best for me? Is it best for my family as well? So those things were first in my mind. But I guess once we came to the decision what's best for me and my family, it was great. And if it made a statement, I guess all the more the merrier. But that wasn't what was initially in my mind.
What were you sort of tossing up with Bryce as far as were there other offers to return back overseas, or was sort of the Wildcats always kind of front and foremost in mind?
It was just more so kind of knowing where you already felt, but just making sure you're making the right decision, because obviously it's huge, especially with long-term deals. And yeah, it was just more so I kind of already felt I knew what I was going to do, but just making sure I was absolutely positive before I guess signed on the dotted line.
How have you been over the last week or so, just reflecting on the season, and I guess, you know, what is it that you kind of got, all right, that's what we need to work on in the future?
I mean, first and foremost, just knowing highs and lows come along with basketball. And I guess we finally ran into one of the low seasons for our standards. But just as much as you, I guess, walk up with your head high throughout the successes, you do the same thing when you fall short of your goals. And there was still a lot of positive to take out of this year. So I think learning, I guess, a little bit of things we could have done better, but focusing on all the great things we did and just trying to strengthen that. So don't want to give away those secrets too quickly, but yeah.
How happy is your family to be staying in Perth for 3 years, and did you wouldn't want to have any advice or feedback?
She has no idea what's going on. But yeah, no, my wife, she was extremely happy. Obviously, her whole side of the family being here, born and raised in the city, they were ecstatic. So that was great. And for me, I was happy they didn't have to, I guess, deal with the potential of being away from their family. Even though I'm used to it, I didn't want my daughter or my wife to have to get used to that at all.
As you kind of start hungry to make now to get back to where you guys have always been?
Yeah, I mean, the hunger's always there, but yeah, the fact that we didn't get to compete at all in the finals, it's definitely makes you that much more anxious to just get the next season started. But even when the season comes around, I think I want to make sure I remember how I feel now watching the playoff games.
How did you take the last shot of the ocean upwards? We've seen you make so many big ones.
Mm-hmm.
That last one, how did you handle it when you went home that night?
Handle it fine, because I feel like at the end of the day, sometimes you're gonna come up and hit the big shot, sometimes you're not. But you know, you swing big, you miss big, but gave it all I had. And you know, it wasn't just all about me. You know, I know our whole team, we put our best effort out there. We just came up short. But you know, as I said before, you got to take the crickets with the straights.
What does it do for you, Scott, to know that you've got him and Mitch Norton and a couple of other blokes off the way as well, but from a starting perspective, him and Mitch to start working a game plan around next season already?
I mean, it's great. Just with those two guys, you check off a defensive check mark with Bryce. Just kidding, that's Mitch. And then you have one of the best offensive players that the league's ever seen in Bryce. And the best part about having those two weapons is they're both selfless guys that put the team first. And really can't think of any better combination of skills and character to build a roster around. So we're excited to do that.
You've got a blank canvas, I suppose, for you, both of you this year from a recruiting perspective as opposed to last time when there was a fair portion were already locked in. Has it helped from your planning perspective to know that you can say, this is what I think suits how I want to play a bit more rather than trying to fit players into how you want to play?
Well, I think you want to get the best team and best fit you can. And then as a coach, you have to not be married to any one style and try to make sure that you give the guys a system offensively and defensively that suits their strengths. And, maybe there's certain things that you look for as a coach or a general manager, but at the end of the day, we're going to have a talented group, and the challenge will be for us coaches to make sure that they're in the best possible scheme or situation and then let them do what they do best. And that's not any kind of a knock on the guys we had this year. We had a good team and did a lot of good things, like Bryce said, just fell a little bit short. So that'll be everyone's motivation for the offseason. No, I mean, I think there's some things we have to improve, whether it's from guys just, improving their own abilities through player development, whether it's making a few adjustments as a coach and a coaching staff, and maybe it's adding a couple different pieces that bring what we need. I think this isn't the time or place to maybe get into the specifics of that, but we will try to address some things that we have to improve. And, today's about Bryce, and it's about Bryce, but it's really about the team because it's a big announcement. It's an awesome thing to be a part of, and for me, I'm excited to have him back and get a chance to have a full lead up to the season and try and put him in a position to do what he's done for the last 6-7 years.
No, I haven't been in touch with them, but I mean, I made a little post on my story. Just, you got to respect Clean Hoop. I think the way that they've played probably the last 15, 20 games of the season, and then knocking out Melbourne, which I don't think many people expected, it just shows a testament of this league of, anybody could beat anybody if you're gelling at the right time. And it kind of reminded me of like St. Peter's this year in March Madness, like a team that just keeps going and going. So, yeah, it's been pretty cool to see, though. I didn't see it until right now. But yeah, no, that's like I said, it's cool. This is a very pivotal decision for me and my career as well as my family. It hasn't quite set in, but I think the more you guys talk about it and the more I've read, text messages of people congratulating me, I'm seeing, I guess it's a bigger deal than what I grasped it as.
How do you plan, Danny, for the unknown about his citizenship? Now, you've got him for 3 years. At some point during that 3 years, you expect him to be Australian, but you've got to sign around knowing when.
Oh, 100%. Whether Bryce is Australian or American, I mean, we're just excited for him to be in Wildcats Red. But yeah, I mean, that's something that's in play, and we're working towards that. We don't have an update for it right now, but yeah, I mean, we build around with what we have, and at the moment, Bryce is an import, and we couldn't be more excited about that.
You have to delay any decisions to as late as possible in case he becomes Australian all of a sudden. Is it your whole roster structure can change?
Yeah, no. I think we build around with what we have right now, and if that happens, fantastic, and then it gives us some flexibility to build after that. But pretty hard to predict.